So I just got done watching a interview that I thoroughly enjoyed, but it made me want to share this with you. The enemy fights us in the place of our identity so that we never fulfill the call or the mantle that is upon our life, right? God brings different mantles and anointings for different times and seasons to produce what he desires to be produced in the world, but also in the kingdom, what he desires to be in the kingdom, right? But the enemy raging war on our identities is not really against us, but it's against God, right? The enemy fights God through us, right? Because we are God's children. So if something happens to us, right? Do you understand where I'm going with that? The enemy is fighting God through us, right? He is fighting us to not be who we were called to be, so that the plan of God is halted or delayed. And it is up to us to make a choice whether we are going to live for God or live for the enemy, right? And so God is always affirming us as his son or his daughter. From the time that we are born, from the time that we are conceived, even before conception, God begins to give dreams and desires into our parents that will be passed down to us, right? So my mother wanted 4 children, right? My mother wanted a son, a daughter, a son, and then another daughter, right? And so she desired those things, and this is what she did. She did not have a last girl. I am the last child, right? Because, so what am I saying? What I'm saying is that God has predestined and ordered our steps, but it is up to us to follow the trail that he has blazed for us. And we come up against very strong opposition because the enemy fights us from walking into the place of power that we are called and predestined to. The dreams and desires did not come out of nowhere that you have. They were put there by God because it aligns with your mantle, your purpose, and your destiny. Right? So the dreams and desires and goals that you have, most of them align with what God has called you to do. But the enemy, there's such strong opposition, and the enemy deters us because of the opposition. And many of us with strong mantles, right, to shift the trajectory of our people group, or to shift the trajectory of our family. Many of us with strong mantles, the enemy starts with the opposition before we are born. The enemy starts with the warfare as children, to rage war on our identity so that we never actually find out who we truly are. That is a tactic of the enemy, to make us, to deter us from who we actually are, so that we are never in alignment with God, with what God has for us. He will scare you out of the place that you are called to be in. That's a word. The enemy will scare you out of the place that you are called to be in. And a lot of us fall for it. And I don't know what the Lord is doing with me in identity.